So I'm getting ready to do my hair and my makeup for finals night. Finals is at 5 p.m. So I thought I would go ahead and film a highly requested video that I get all the time about show day makeup and hair, specifically makeup. So I thought I would take the time to show y'all what I do for my show day makeup. So I went ahead and washed my hair, so just in a little bit I'm going to dry it, but I wanted to go ahead and start on my face. So the first thing I always do with my face is I moisturize it. So the moisturizer I've been using is this Aveeno Positively Radiant just face moisturizer. Go ahead and rub that all over. Okay, and next what I'm going to be using is the NYX No Filter Face Primer. And I really just mainly concentrate this in the middle of my face, or more of that T-zone area, just to help like blur any lines, help fill in your pores, but it also just helps your makeup stick really well to your face. I zoomed in a little bit better for y'all because I'm going to start applying my actual foundation. The foundation that I use for show day is the Studio Tech by MAC. It's a pressed foundation. This is the NW35, so the Studio Tech Pressed Foundation. This is one of the common, I'd probably say one of the more common, like high-end, like show day makeup. One of the colors, this is the color that it is. It's a pretty dark color. I feel like this color is going to match pretty much any show day tan that you do have. You may have to use like bronzers to kind of help darken it or change the color a little bit, but I feel like this is a pretty generic color to use. This is the Milani Make It Last setting spray. So what I actually do is I just spray this on my brush, and this is the brush that actually was suggested to be used by this MAC Studio Tech Pressed Foundation. So it's just a foundation brush. So what I do is I actually spray the brush, and then I just dip it into the compact, and that actually helps pick up the product, and it actually helps apply the product better on your skin. So I just start applying it on my face. This lighting in this bathroom is really yellow, so I feel like it's not going to pick up really well on the camera, but maybe you can get the idea, the full effect of it. So I try to blend it as best that I can. Kind of depending on how your tan is wearing on your skin may determine of like how well you can actually blend it in. You may have to get the stage people, or you may have to get the tan people to kind of help buffer that in, but I just kind of blend it down into my neck as best as I can. Alright, so I have like the base of the face on, and so really quick I'm about to blow dry my hair, and I'll see you in just a little bit. Okay, I'm back. I've blow dried my hair, so now I'm going to continue on with my face. So now I'm going to be using some concealer. This is actually the everyday concealer that I use. This is the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer in the color Custard. Now, even though this is my everyday concealer that I do use, I prefer to use a much lighter concealer still for show day, so it kind of gives you that highlighted look around your eye area. So I'm okay with still using like a pretty light colored concealer. Because if anything, if it is too dark, you can still just, you know, bronze it up and make it look darker if it does come out too light, I mean. So I apply it under my eyes, and I do like this little tree thing in the middle of my forehead, and I bring it down my nose, some above the lip, and then some on the chin. Okay, and then I'm going to take a damp beauty blender, and I'm just going to blend out all the concealer. And then I'm going to set everywhere that I just concealed with this NYX HD Finishing Powder. This is in the color Banana. So I just take like a fluffy tapered brush. I just prefer to use this, especially to set up under my eyes. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that. And then I'm just going to set everywhere I just put the concealer on my face. Then I'm going to take the same concealer and a really tiny concealer brush, and I'm actually going to paint it on my eyelids and actually carve out my eyebrows before I fill them in, so it gives more of like a pop of your eyes, and it helps your eyebrows stand out more on stage as well. And then we're going to go in with my damp beauty blender and just kind of blend it out some. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. Okay, and so the concealer can actually act as a primer for your eyelids. However, I'm still going to go in with this Morphe eyelid primer and just focus it mainly on my eyelids using that same concealer brush and just paint it onto my eyelids. And then the same thing, I like to take my damp beauty blender and just blend that out. Alright, so now that the eyelids are primed and good to go, I'm actually going to be taking a setting powder and a giant fluffy brush just to go ahead and set my whole face right away. So that way I have a powder layer over the cream foundations that we've used, so then we can go in with a bronzer powder and just kind of bronze everything up. But the translucent powder that I'm using is Derma Blend. This is just a loose setting powder. I use this every day as well if I am using a setting powder, but I just used a really big fluffy brush, tap it into the lid, and I just kind of like press it sort of around my face. I don't necessarily like swivel it because I don't want to move the product around, so I just kind of lightly press it into my face in kind of like circular motions, if that makes any sense. Okay, now I'm going to go in and fill in my eyebrows, and my everyday eyebrow filler that I use is the Brow Wiz by Anastasia. And I like to overdraw them and overfill them in for show day, so that way they stand out that much more on my face. So I got one crazy eyebrow down, now we're going to go do the other side. Two crazy eyebrows down, and then I just use the spoolie on the end to brush them out. Look a little crazy on the face right now, but once we put all the makeup and everything on, it'll look put together, I promise. Just hold tight. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and do, since we've already put the setting powder on the face, I'm going to go ahead and do just an all-over bronze, only focusing on the areas where I didn't conceal, because again, I want to create kind of like that highlight look on the eyes. But the bronzer I'm using is actually my everyday bronzer that I use. It's the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil, but this is the bronzer that I'm going to be using. So again, like, I'm just going to be focusing on all the areas of my face that is not concealed. So I usually start with my cheek area, mainly focusing it more towards the hairline area. Mainly on the forehead area, but just focusing it mainly more along the hairline. This will also help create the illusion of a smaller forehead if you are someone like me that has a freaking like 5 head. So creating that shadow, just kind of like a upside down horseshoe, will help give you like the illusion of like a smaller forehead. And again, I kind of just want the highlight to be in the T-zone area and just like in the eyes. So I am bronzing up. Once I concentrate most of the product around the cheek areas or in the areas I really want it concentrated, I am bringing it all over my face because my face is still much lighter than my neck. So eventually we're just building up the bronzing product with powder. In a little bit I'm going to go in with a contour bronzing kit and actually do more bronzing and more contouring on the face. But right now I just kind of want to do like a sheer all over bronze color. So now that we've done a good part of the face, I'm going to go ahead and start on the fun part, which is going to be the eyes. And for the eyes, I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe. An array of beautiful colors, but we're mainly going to be using a lot of the neutrals and the warm tones in here to create today's show day look. So this is the palette that I will be using. And right before I lay down any eyeshadow, I'm going to be going back in with that NYX setting powder in the banana color, and I'm just going to tap it on my eyelids just to give it a setting powder finish. So that way the powder eyeshadows will lay better on your eyelid. Okay, so going in with just a regular type of fluffy brush. I really don't know what kind of brush this is. I don't know, but it's just a regular fluffy brush. I'm going to be picking up the third color in the top row. This is the color up here, which is a really good transition color. This is the color, that is the color Silk Cream. So just going to pick up a little bit of that, and I'm mainly just going to focus it on the crease of my eye. And just focusing it here on the outer crease, mainly most of the product there, and just kind of dragging it in, and then also up onto the lid. Since this is serving as a transition color, you can drag it up more onto the eye all over, because the more and more colors that we use, the more we're going to build it, and it's going to look just like a really well blended eye look. So go over to the other side. So again, concentrating more on that outer corner crease, bringing the product in eventually, and then up as well all over the eye. So I did actually go in, I don't know if you can tell really, but I put some setting powder in like the direction that I have the eye shape that I want to create, and I really did that just to help catch any of the fallout from the dark colors that we're going to be using. So I just took like an angled brush, and I just put a little bit of setting powder up underneath the eyes to kind of create that look. So kind of the same like concept when people use like Scotch tape or those eye definers when they're doing like smoky eye looks. So it'll just help catch any of the product that may fall out. So then next I'm going into the crease with the next shade over, which is the color MEO, so the next shade over. And same thing again, mainly just concentrating into the outer crease, bringing the product in to the eyelid, and then just kind of working it up all over. The next color I'm going to be jumping into is the color Pooter, which is this kind of deeper dark brown color. Same thing, just kind of working into the crease. And I'm not going to be dragging this color up on the eyelid as much. I am going to be dragging it up some, but not quite as much as the other first two transition colors. But just more on that outside crease and slightly bringing it up. Alright, time to get a little bit more bolder with the eye color. So now we're going to be jumping down here to this more kind of deep brick red color. It still has some like brown undertones as well, but it's in the color Roxanne. And I just start with a little bit of this on my, still using the same fluffy brush as I was for the other transition colors. Just mainly going to concentrate this in the crease. So again, just mainly on the outside corner. But mainly just in the crease, but slowly bringing that product towards the inside of the eye. But I'm not working it up all over my eye as much. And then what I like to do after I've kind of laid down like the transitioning colors before we get into the deep dark outer crease color, so I like to go in with that first transition color, and then I just kind of go over what we just did just to kind of help bring everything together and help blend it together. Going in with that first color that we did use, which is the Silk Cream. And just ever so lightly all over the crease and lid area. Okay, so now I'm going to be taking more of like a compacted, like tapered brush. I don't really know what you would call this. This is just like a regular eyeshadow brush. And then I'm going to be going in with the color Twerk, which is kind of like a deep, dark, purpley chocolate brown color. So I'm going to be going in there with Twerk. And this is going to be like our main dark shade. And I'm just going to concentrate this on, I just like to kind of pack it on there first. But I mainly just concentrate it on the lower V, and then I kind of like bring it up into the outer V area and more into that crease. So kind of creating like that sharp C look, but I'm not bringing it above the crease. This is definitely a color that I work on building the product because it is so deep. So it's definitely pretty easy to build up. I just don't like to start so harsh right away. See, I'm starting to get a little bit of fallout from dark color, but this translucent powder is actually catching it. And so that just makes it easy just to wipe it away and it doesn't mess up the face makeup that you already worked on. I'm just going to go back to their lid and just kind of deepen that up. Alright, so now that I have like the main kind of eye color for my eyes, I'm going to go in the Stila eye glitter. It's in the color Kitten Karma. It's this really pretty kind of rose gold glitter, and it comes in a little wand to apply it. I'm just going to apply this on the inside of my eyelid, and then I'm taking that same tiny little concealer brush, and I'm just going to pack it and kind of carve it into the area where I want it, but just bringing it like halfway on my lid. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the transition color between the dark color and the glitter we just put down in this color Jax, which is kind of like a shimmery, dark purple, deep brown color. I'm just going to put that on my regular just eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to tap along where it transitions into the dark color and the glitter we just put down. I'm just like packing it on there. So that way it's not such a harsh transition line between the two. Then we're going to go in there one more time with that deep dark twerk color that we used in the outer corner V. And we're just going to go over it one more time, just to deepen that up. Then we'll go in with that second transition color that we used, which is the MEO color. And I'm just going to use that just to kind of blend over the crease again and bring up into the eyelid, so to make sure there are no harsh lines. Alright, now that our eyes are done, we can take the fluffy brush and just kind of wipe away that transition powder that we had, and it just really helps kind of create that automatic cat eye look, and it really just cleans up your foundation on the edges. Okay, so now I'm about to go over all over my face with this contour palette from IT Cosmetics that I've had for forever, and I'm mainly going to be using this bottom color down here, but I'm also going to be tapping a little bit of this brown color just to kind of help deepen and richen the overall bronze color. And this is what I'll just use to help darken my face all over. And then I'm going to take an angled contour brush, and I'm going to be using both these colors down here, but a lot of this deep rich brown color to carve out like a contour cheekbone. Then I'm going to take that lighter, deep, dark shade down here with a tapered brush, and I'm just going to faux contour my nose. Then I'm going to go in my Makeup Revolution blush palette, and I'm going to be using this kind of deeper, dark pink, peachy color. I'm not really sure what color it is, doesn't really say, but that's the color I'm going to go for. These are really pigmented, so you just need like a little bit, because a little bit goes a long way. And then I'm going to be taking my Becca highlighter. This is in the color Rose Quartz. So it's this really pretty kind of bronzy, shimmery rose color, and I'm just going to highlight tops of my cheeks, kind of in that C shape around my temple, down my nose a little bit. And then I'm actually going to take that same tapered brush and concentrate more of that highlight down the bridge of my nose and like a little dot right here, so it kind of helps like lift up the nose. Then I'm going back into the eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to take this far end in the Enlightened, which is a shimmery kind of highlighting color. I'm just going to take a little bit of that and pop it on the insides of my eye, and also the eyebrow bone up here, just to help highlight that area. Now I'm going to finish up the bottoms of my eyelids. So So I'm going to go in with this MEO color. I'm just going to take a tapered eyeshadow brush, dab that in that color. I'm just going to go underneath my eyes just to kind of start to smoke out the bottom part of our eyelid. And then go in with that darker transition color in the color Pewter, or Pooter I guess you should call it. I think it's actually pronounced Pooter, which is funny to me. And then I usually prefer to use a smaller pencil, like angled brush for this part that I'm about to use. But I'm just going to be using the concealer brush that I have because that's all I have. And I'm going to go in with that deep dark color Jacks that we use for the outer corner of our V. And I'm just going to stamp it and create like a really tight kind of eyeliner line on the outside of my eye. So I'm just going to tab it in there. And then I'm just going to stamp it on the outer part of my eye. Then we're going to go back in with that darker transition color with the tapered brush, and then just going to kind of smoke it out again on the bottom part of my eyeball. That just helps blend it all out. So I went ahead and had Cody put on my eyelashes because I can't do my own eyelashes. So now I'm about to put on some eyeliner, which I cannot do in a mirror far away. I have to do it in the mirror up close. So I'm going to go here to the selfie mirror, the long mirror over here, to do my eyeliner. And then I'm actually not going to be doing eyeliner on the bottom of my eyes, but I'm going to be using this nude eyeliner pencil. This is the NYX Wonder pencil. It's just in this kind of nude, almost white pencil eyeliner, and I'm actually going to do that on the waterline of my eye in the inside, on the lower half. And the reason why I'm doing that is it's really going to help open up the eye. And then the last thing I'm going to be doing to my eyes is taking my mascara, which is the Buxom mascara in the Blackest Black, and I'm just going to lightly go over my eyelashes just to help blend my real eyelashes with the fake eyelashes I just put on. And that is it for face. I wanted to come out here in some more of natural lighting so you could see it a little bit better because the lighting in the bathroom is so horrible. But this is what the makeup looks like, all finished. I haven't put on lipstick or anything yet because it's so far out before finals, so I'm going to be eating and drinking until then, so I'm not putting on any lipstick right now, but I will show y'all as soon as I apply some lippies. But I just wanted to show y'all the final product and what it looks like.